distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
Yeah, we said we let it go, but we settled for the last. Couldn't let you want it though. Who am I to let you down? No, who am I to let you down, down, down?
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I literally fixed this issue that I had with my mic earlier, but it broke again. But hello, everybody. We are back for some more women's scene shenanigans. Now, a little bit different today. because we streamed 43 hours of open qualifiers for ESL Impact. This, however, is a different tournament. No open qualifiers here. We are in the heat of the playoffs bracket today. I unfortunately could not cast yesterday, mainly because I moved house. As you'll notice, this is a very different wallpaper to usual. It's very bright, it's very vibrant. The desk at top is going to have nerdy stuff on once I clear it out, but I have literally only been home for less than 24 hours. So, yes. Yeah. So that's the story. That's what's going on. Is I've moved house. Hopefully, stream-wise, everything will be okay. The Wi-Fi is not going to be as good, but it should still hold up fine when it's just me. It's a whole new normal that we're going with here. But we're waiting for the IP. We are going to be watching the NIP Impact Goddamn FK. I don't know if FK stands for something or if I'm meant to swear when I say it, but goddamn is the team that they are playing. This is going to be really exciting for me because NIP Impact haven't played in the open qualifiers, which means I haven't had a chance to cast them recently. In fact, I haven't had a chance to cast them in 2 years. I haven't directly casted them in a very long time. Unless did I do one of a trade FE? I might have cast them in a trade FE, but I don't get to cast them very often, so this is super exciting. I believe I've just been given an IP address, so sorry if you hear the clicking in the background. Let's go and test, and I believe the map that we are going to be playing on is Dust 2. This is very exciting. I am very excited about this, as you can tell. I was getting very tired towards the end of the ESL Impact qualifiers, but I am re-energized, reinvigorated, and ready to go. It is an absolute pleasure to be able to bring some English coverage to the Athena Cup. Now, this isn't the first one. This is the second time that they have run this tournament. It's still trying to tell me that this is a best of 3. It's not a best of 3. Which means I need to delete all of those. It's really trying to tell me that this is a best of 3. It's not. Why does it think that? Well, that's a little bit weird, but we'll ignore it for now. It's fine. It's probably nothing. Did you catch any of yesterday's games? I, unfortunately, didn't catch any of yesterday's games because in the morning, I was packing stuff into a van, and then I had a very long drive, and then I was unpacking stuff from the van. So I didn't get to see anything, but I have the general gist of what is going on. I'm really trying to fix this HUD. It's adamantly trying to tell me that this is a best of 3, and I know it's not. Okay, I'm just gonna shut the HUD down and open it again. I think is the best port of call here. Switching it off and on again often seems to work in the hectic world that is esports. But hello there. Welcome in, everybody. As an update for what happened yesterday, so there were 5 rounds of matches. Everything's best of 1. Today we have 2 rounds of best of 1 and then a best of 3 grand final. I will be bringing you the best of 3 grand final, but we've got 2 best of 1s to get through first. NIP Impact, of course, absolutely dominated. They only lost 20 rounds across their 3 maps. So it was teams competed. You had to get 3 wins. There were 5 games. You had to get 3 wins before you got 3 losses. Some teams that unfortunately we won't get to see today. I believe did Hanbao qualify? I don't think Hanbao qualified. We won't get to see 5 women who did quite well. Galaxy Gaming FE either. But we've got some of our favourites. Maybe not from the overall women's scene, but of course from recent qualifiers. So NIP Impact's playing. Overpeak, who qualified in the second qualifier. aka Heroes, who qualified in the first qualifier. Hindsight, qualified in the second qualifier. Luna, Masonic Next Gen or IDA Next Gen, you might know them as. And then Goddamn FK has a lot of players that you know and that you will love as well. You know, Ida Satan, Emocore. Emocore is a player who I have sung so much praise of for so long. The HUD's still trying to tell me that this is a best of 3, but I know it's not. This is a best of 1. Save. Why is it still trying to tell me that it's a best of 3? Bro, stop. Please. Please stop. HUD. This is very weird. You guys are just gonna have to pretend that it doesn't say best of 3 in the top. I don't know why it's doing that. That's so weird. It's so weird. It's so quirky. Cool. Okay, I fixed it. I fixed the issue. I'm gonna head into the game screen. Hopefully it's gonna load. Hopefully the HUD's also gonna load. That'd be really nice. HUD. HUD, please. Why is the HUD not loading? Okay, well, let's try fix this. We're live troubleshooting, you know? HUD. HUD, please. HUD. There we go. There we go, everyone. There we go. Luna actually took Nip to overtime yesterday. It's really disappointing we don't see them. Yes, and it was the bracket of death for Luna, because I believe it was their bracket. It was Luna, Overpeak, and IDA Next Gen were all in the same bracket for that second qualifier, which is unholy. That is because I would have loved to see all 3 teams, and they all deserved it. But alas, that's not how the open qualifier cookie crumbles. I won't have my face over on this one because I'm going to try properly cast these a little bit. Oh, I hear the clicking of a knife round about to stop. Knife round, of course, is going to matter as this is a best of 1. On Dust 2, as you can see. I will make sure that it is... Oh, I accidentally just leaked... Don't tell anyone that I accidentally just leaked the IP. Sorry about the clicky chair as well. I haven't moved my new gaming chair in, so we're stuck with this one. A little bit squeaky. Okay, we get to see people's feet for the knife round, as usual. But it is going to be goddamn FK who are taking that knife round. They will get to choose which side they start on. I am assuming that they will choose to start on the CT side. I would be particularly curious if they didn't. There are other games going on, though. I know that I am only streaming one of the matches. There is a stream for every single best of 1 for this opening bracket. So we have... I'm streaming Nip Impact versus goddamn FK. Let me actually just take the sound off for a second so I could tell you who's bringing you all of the others. We have the wonderful Jody, who is going to be casting the AK Hero Shinigami. We've got a Russian stream, I believe, for KO Shinigami, and IDA Next Gen Overpeak is being done by Corvex. So there are a lot of casters, a lot of games, there are loads of streams. It's very exciting to be here. So, but I think I'm going to follow Nip Impact through the bracket. Should be very exciting. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, a lot of familiar names on the side of goddamn FK. Fenibut, Sophia, we saw a lot during the upper qualifiers as long as Neos Nosnala. Jamie, absolute legend of the ESL Impact scene, and also recently qualified to ISF with Kyrgyzstan. But let's kick this off, Sophia, with an incredible pistol. And there's a second kill to back it up as well. It's so good the Auto Observer doesn't even want to let us see, because Emo Core's got another. Vilga finally fighting back, but now it's only a 2 versus 4. And what realistically can you do to get back into this? They back away into their spawn to go around the world, potentially. They've actually split up here. Vilga heading over towards, I'm assuming either mid or doors. Wary that anyone could have pushed up mid. In the meantime, AIM holding this. P250 is not going to help her against Sophia's absolute reign of terror in this pistol round. But Vilga's got the bomb and has managed to push all the way up long. Footsteps. Oh, she's just going to miss the timing. And unfortunately, Fenibut knows exactly where she is hiding. What is the Auto Observer doing here? What the... Sorry, everybody, that it's a little bit weird and funky with the camera angles. I would try do it myself manually, but then I feel like I'd miss even more of the action. Okay. No bomb plant means that there will be no buy in this round for Nip Impact. Vilga's got a single flashbang, but that is about it. On the flip side, Goddamn has a lot of rifles. It's only Jammy that's really on that SMG with that MP9. Initial contact taken. Fenibut's going to find Kiara. Cool. Neos knows Nala, though. There's the equalizing kill, and none of the weapons are going to be able to be retrieved either. Okay. A bit of a firefight, actually not going down without too much distress. And with Zana finding the FAMAS and the kill, suddenly this swings around a little bit. So Virka really needs to step up here. Finds Zana, but Kiara's still left. They both know where the other is. They have to find the pick, so Virka... Ooh, here's the reload. Won't be able to punish in time, ducking and weaving as they go. And it is going to be Sofika that is coming out on top. A second round converted, but it's expensive. Okay. Getting ready to go. Nip Impact will be able to buy into this round. Emo Core looking to take the fight early, actually decides to tuck into tunnels instead. Naomi slowly but surely working her way around. Flash to have a look in towards mid. Emo Core could be naded more so by her own teammate than anything. There's the flash to help her peek on out. They go 1 for 1 in the kills, but Neosnal is going to find one from Catward and back away to allow her to maintain this player advantage. Jammy waiting. Oh, Kiara's not got the gun out to be able to instantly trade. Luckily, still able to find the pick nonetheless, but 2 versus 3 still. Huh? Auto Observer is absolutely freaky today. What on earth? What? You couldn't make this up if you tried. I'm just gonna do this manually now, I think. Will it even let me? No, it won't. Okay, doesn't matter. So Fika, lining up the first. Flashbang counter from the other side is incredible, but Fenibut's found aim. Pushing on up. Fenibut's desperately trying to find this new Snozlala. Finds the kill, jumps on up. That was the last remaining player. And so there is a third round, first gun round, officially fended off. Cool. I'm just checking that I've met all requirements. Cool. I was just double checking that I didn't need to run a stream delay. But I mean, GoTV's already got that built in. Yeah, Auto Observer is really, really awful today. So you know what? We're gonna try our hand at observing and casting at the same time. I can't promise that this will be any good, but I mean, when the options are whatever that was that we just witnessed, I mean, manually doing this. Ooh, Vilga might be at a spot of bother here. The two of them line up. It's going to be Fenibut that finds the kill. If we have a look, though, Kiara absolutely tearing through this map with the rest of her team. Lovely pick to find there. Unfortunately, they are going to start to converge on this position. Jammy going to be the first up. Has the support of Benebut from Long as well, but that bomb's still going to go down nonetheless. Emo Core waiting. That HE could have been absolutely devastating, but nothing realistically they could do. And now Zana, Naomi trying to fight to stay alive. Neither will find anything, but there we go. Emo Core finds both. And there'll be so much time for the defusers to be untrue. Buying her team a little bit of time to go hunt for weapons, pick up that AWP, and continue. And you know what? All things considered, I think I did a pretty good job observing that round. The casting may have lacked a little bit, but doesn't matter. Zana, however, able to immediately buy back another AWP. Now, this is going to be a bit of a rare commodity, even on the CT side economy. They will not be able to keep this up for particularly long if they can't find a kill soon. I say a kill, if they can't find a round soon. Okay, here we go, straight towards long doors. Okay, we have even more of a problem because the keybinds don't do what they're meant to do because there's a coach slot, which means that when I press 0 to go to Naomi, we actually go to Kiara instead. So everything's going a little bit weird today. Jammy. Waiting. Ooh, on top. Needs to line them both up. Zana finds the pick, however. That should buy them a free site to work with. Round through long doors. The charge is coming. Ooh, Zana finds the first. Okay, I know which button Zana is. Zana's 9, which makes no sense, but we continue. Lining up, can't quite find the pick. Ooh, very wary that this could spread, and there's no smoke to bail her out if it does, but luckily it does not. Lining up the shot. Unfortunately, Neosnell's Lala knows that there has been no reposition. Fires away. Jump one up is going to be heard. Aim's got one smoke to go over. Neosnell's Lala's just got to back away, but how far realistically can you go? Oh, turns tail to run and actually dies sitting perfectly upright. They both die. Oh, no, saved by the bell. Aim's HP was so low that that surely would have been a death sentence. Okie dokie. Lot of space taken here. But look at that. Vilga's on it. They took so much heavy mid control, but the issue was they left B vulnerable, and that means all of these players can now go and plant over on B, the nearly impenetrable fortress of a site. Now, Scout, which you know is a bad sign when they're wielding a Scout, but what realistically can they even do here? Okay, this is very weird. Aim, waiting. Lovely advanced position here as well. Whilst her team takes all of site, right? And they're still pressuring mid. That means that when she has her teammates leave her to go and reinforce that B side that they've taken, they can leave her behind very inconspicuously. And then she can punish if anyone's trying to save or leave. Very nicely done. Okay. 2 rounds on the board back to back. That is going to force goddamn FK onto a eco. They're actually going to call a timeout here as well. They had a very nice formula going for the first 4 rounds. Something has changed, and they've got to figure out how to plug the holes in the leaking ship before they start bailing the water out. And that's what this is for. This round is going to be about maybe, you know, limit testing a little bit. And then we can see how they adapt off the back of that. Plug the holes before you start bailing out the water. Otherwise, you're bailing out water or small water's coming in. It's all a little bit of a exercise in futility. Cool. Timeout is over. We will be going back into the match very shortly. Very slow start to the round here. A lot of presence from mid. That's where they've chosen to divert all of their attentions. But the smoke comes out. It's going to shut off Sophiaka and Emo Core. Vilga going to head in towards tunnels. One player slips the net. She turns her attention back immediately. Able to do this. But also she runs out of bullets and now has to switch back over to the Glock of all things. But she has single-handedly annihilated most of the team. Zana falls, but Kiara is there to punish. And now Jamie, last left alive, picks up an AK. That's at least something to work with or something to take into the next round, potentially. But I'm loving the positioning from Vilga here. I would love it if she could find the shot. She does not, however. Lovely find from Jamie. Now has to move on over towards site. Kiara's got the AWP lined up on this angle, knowing where her teammate, where Vilga fell. And so she's watching one angle, whilst AIM is watching the other, knows that if they're going to attack the site. The fact that it hasn't been mid means that Kiara's especially getting ready, but they have to carve themselves an exit path here. That they do, and they're going to do that early. There is no kit on Jamie, so they don't need to particularly worry. Well, we don't need to particularly worry about a last-minute defuse. They probably still do without the knowledge, but knowing that it was an eco round, they're pretty set that they can just leave. Bomb goes off. Jamie manages to save the AK and the Molotov, which is a nice find going into the next round, where the team will be able to buy, but there will be a lot of missing pieces from the arsenal, mainly on the utility front. This is a team that will likely choose to favour weaponry over util every day of the week. Let me quickly check in and see how Jodie's doing. They're waiting for the game to start. Let's drop her a follow. Cool. Kiara, first out of the long doors, first up to the chopping block, and first to die to Neo Schnorr's Nala's AWP. Now, as they are heading out here, Emo Core is going to be waiting to punish the Smoke Blossoms, not in time to save Naomi, though. Neo Schnorr's Nala's brought the AWP on over. Missed shot is uncharacteristic, but Emo Core can play off the back of it there, just as a contingency plan. And suddenly, Zana Vilga left with not a whole lot to work with. They managed to get themselves up a catwalk. Smoke Blossoms there ahead of it slightly, but Fenibut lines up both, and both will fall. Stunning stuff there. Take a sip of our drink as we enter the final quarter of the first half of the first map. Second quarter, but final quarter of the half on the first map. Please don't ask me why my ping and FPS is showing. I don't know why. I will try and get rid of it shortly. And also, sorry about the clicking you can hear every time I change perspective. At the half, we'll try the auto observer again, but I'm honestly not trusting it right now. It's misbehaved. It's in timeout. Okay, Zana finds the first. They've opened a path all the way up long to work with, and you can see immediately Jamie rushing to try and plug the gap in information. Smoke goes out, gonna make it very harder. Much harder to get onto site. But Molotov in exchange means that it's going to cut her off from particularly being too proactive amidst all of this. Hiding, waiting, and are they suspecting her to be here? I think she managed to get across before being noticed. Molotov to split her off from potential teammates on catwalk or just to hold them at bay, but they don't realise that they've already got somebody here and waiting. Vilga gonna have a look, and actually Jamie looks incredible. Finds two, and Sophia's found a bunch in the midst as well, and now suddenly it's just Kiara left. She does have the bomb, however, if I can find the right key. I really appreciate that. Thank you. This is the start of my great and wonderful observing career that will hopefully last all of about 3 more rounds. Bomb gets planted. Actually, there's a chance there. She's a little bit of a jump spot. Nobody's noticed immediately. They've got to rotate on over. Can get the reload on in and has a Molotov. Going to wait for as long as possible to try to delay them here. But 2 versus 1 All they need to do is swing together. Lines up the first. Unfortunately, South Africa's found the shot. Kiara low HP as well is not going to help. Defuse of the bomb's going to come on through, and that's going to be 6-3 already, even at the half, regardless of how these last 3 rounds go. But they are on the CT side. We've got to take that with a pinch of salt. We've got to take all things within context. Okay, Jodie's managed to get herself in the server for the AKA Heroes versus Shinigami game. Molotov goes out, smoke to cover as well. That means nothing is going to be spotted. However, the party is in mid, as you can see. There we go. If I press 9, I get perspective 8, which is Zana. Wow, I love this so much. I actually know where this problem comes from. I know where this problem comes from. It's about the order that players join in the server if they have a coach slot. I'm assuming Goddamn don't have a coach, but Nip Impact do. We can troubleshoot this. So if I press 6, that's fine. Ooh. Ooh, it's messy. She does find one. Ooh, she spots the player out long as well. Can't quite find Fenerbut. Oh, Fenerbut, Kiara, the duel, the battle for the ages. Long range, she's low HP. Gets her through the wall as well. Right. Let's try this out. So if I press Vilga, so if I go 1, I get Fenerbut. 2, I get Jammy. So that's fine. Which means they don't have a coach. Cool. Checks out. 6, which is fine. 7. 7 doesn't exist, which means that Tensky's probably joined the second of the team. I press 8, I get aim, so yeah. Cool. That makes sense. I understand what's going on now. The order of join went Vilga, coach, aim, Zana, Kiara, and Naomi. Which is a problem, because it now thinks that perspective 7 is the coach, when it isn't. I may be completely wrong there. I may be absolutely chatting out of my backside. But that's, that's going to be our headcanon with the best of my knowledge. Looking at the best of my knowledge. Already out onto catwalk. Yushla's Nada's going for another hit. HE could be devastating to Naomi on low HP. Doesn't go deep enough to injure her, however. Okay, there we go. Olga going to be leading the charge here. Yeah, coach, you should join last. Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it, Prime? It like gets forgotten and it doesn't get reinforced, and it's fine. It's not too detrimental. It's just Valve hating coaches at the end of the day. Okay. Jammy, is she gonna be ready for this? I don't think so. Aim. Ooh, tucks down, leaves Kiara. That's a lovely position. They're not expecting it. They will just whittle her down through the smoke after that. But another smoke comes out to reinforce this. They just got to push through it. Aim finds 1. Vilga actually kill steals the 2nd. And they find themselves a 4th round with Naomi finding Fenerbut at the end there. 8-4, 7-5. Either of these workable for Nip Impact, especially going on to that CT side. Would be nice to close this gap up a little bit. Okay. Also, hello Prime. Lovely to see you in the chat. What brings you to this neck of the woods? Okay. Ooh, okay. Oh, Chammy's maybe a little bit slower. Emo Core's rosters have been known sometimes to be quite aggressive over towards doors. And now we're getting to see it a little bit, but... Bored. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. You get to witness me try and observe and cast at the same time. It's not going particularly well. Sophia ready for the first. Oh, spots the gun barrel. Is just going to tuck back in there. Hesitates on using the utility. They do just have them pinned in mid for now. So yeah, so it's... Oh, well, that's great to hear. The female scene is doing really, really well at the moment. It's super hype. And the ESL Impact season starts soon. Oh, Neo starts... Okay, actually does go 1-for-1 there, but I see the vision. Zana, it's a little bit of a laboured spray, but does find 2. Now, you can immediately, Sophia, go rushing to try patch this gap. Aim is going to be left here as this backstop once more. She hears all of the footsteps. It's all information that can be commed on over. Sophia, though, has to try find somebody. Nobody's waiting up catwalk. All of these players are on site. Kiara waiting, lining them up. Actually, just going to miss the head of Sophia. That's going to leave her teammates in a spot of bother. But there we go. Aim activates, finds one. Naomi really needs to find the other. But Aim has time to rotate here. Fenderbots managed to get onto site here. There's no utility to really hold them off except for 2 flashes. Flash goes over the top. Actually, Naomi blinded. And now just running this down. Aim throws the Molotov on to just buy time. And even if she doesn't get the kill, she will have bought enough time. 7-5 half. And that is going to be more than enough for Nip Impact to work with. Switching sides, guys. We're going to trust the auto-director once more. We're going to give them one more chance. If I see it lock into somebody's feet on the pistol round or staring at a wall completely far away whilst action is happening, we're going back to doing this manually. You know what? I genuinely might call up an observer friend of mine to see if they are willing to take PayPal so that we have something to work with here. Because this is pitiful. Let's go see if anyone in Blackmore is. Oh, I don't have permission to create a message in the black market thread. Okay, I guess we're doing this manually. Cool. This is a very long half switch. Let's go see it. Let's cycle the stats, shall we? This is a really long... Okay, what is my ping doing? Okay, well... This is probably fine, right, guys? Maybe there's a 3-minute break. Let me throw my camera on. Let me throw my camera on temporarily. Hello, everybody. You're stuck with my ugly mug for a second because I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Let me exit to the main menu, see if rejoining the server is going to help. We're troubleshooting on the fly. You know what? What I'll do in the meantime is I'll make you all look at my tip. So it says the firstborn always goes to Henry, like Henry the Hoover. I hope people appreciate that. It is covered up entirely by my awful camera angle, but it was this camera angle or you get to witness all of my stuff that I haven't unpacked going on down there, and that's not particularly amusing for anyone. Let us try loading back into the server, shall we? Okay, still on Dust 2. That's a good sign. Are there any messages in the support chat? I don't think so. Oh, crap. Right, okay. Back into game, back into game, back into game, back into game. Cool. This will do. This will do. Hopefully the game is actually loaded in. Zana and Naomi both find kills apiece. Jamie has managed to find herself one, but is immediately hitting the deck. Vilga, on an absolute tear, finds 2. Aim with the last one, and it's a very successful pistol round. We said CT side for Nip Impact's always going to be looking particularly strong. And additionally, there wasn't much of a gap to close up. Winning the pistol round here is going to be huge. No bomb plant means that there will be no force buy to go alongside this. In fact, there's not even much money off of kills to work with. So Nip, they should be able to buy themselves here, equalizing. Okay, auto director. I swear to God, you are on thin ice. You are on your last chance before I throw you out of the window. Okay. This is a good sign, because we're watching Kiara, who's watching this. Zana finds 2. Kiara's also got 2 of their own, and now there's only 1 player left. Emo Core, a player I've highlighted for her mechanics previously, is struggling to land the shot. Bomb was, of course, fallen a little bit far forward to try retrieve with any ease and run elsewhere. 7-7 on the scoreboard. Bonus round coming in for Nip Impact. A timeout being called for goddamn FK. I really want to know what the FK stands for. I will be taking suggestions so that once again we can form our own headcanon. I like to think in my mind that it's a swear word. But also it may be like football club with a K. I don't know why it would be a football club. But I do really like this mix, actually, because it's a lot of the players that we've seen on some of these Russian core teams over the past couple of seasons, not only ESL Impact seasons, but Trader FEs, Elite Clan FEs. I'm actually not sure about Athena Cup number 1. But who knows? 7-7. Here we go. Timeout's finally over. I've managed to tune into the one person who is on the other side of the map who is not currently facing any issues. AIM, lovely post up here, has so much support from her team, but they're actually just going to back away, fall off, and go try patch the information leak that is mid. Oh god, yeah, the numbers are so messed up. The numbers are so messed up. It's fine, it's fine. Very slow round coming on out here from goddamn. Actually not taking any engagement here. The only damage really been done has been a couple of bits of utility that were very heavy hitting, mind you. Smoked off. There isn't a gap to worry about, so they can head on forward, but it is going to be Naomi, if I can find Naomi to deal with the first player. Here we go. Naomi with the first. Finds the first. Actually, lines up for the second. Doesn't even need Vilga, who's still hiding back sight. Has a line of sight to try contend with this onslaught, but Emo Core is already there. Jammy with another, and they have just stormed their site. Actually, long-range line of sight onto Zana. It's going to have her spotted. AIM, however, comes flooding through. Unfortunately, footsteps caught by Emo Core, and now it is just Zana left. And it is Jammy to find that last pick. Lovely find. First buy round goes the way of goddamn. Although, as I said, it's a bonus round. Should be okay to buy in here. A couple of FAMASs, a couple of FAMI, more bits of missing utility. It looks like Vilga's looking to go for the A1S instead of the util. Fair enough, fair plays, fair juice. She's had a pretty good game so far. Check the page for Athena. They did not play. That would make sense. I will have a look at the Athena Cup page 1 at some point. Because I didn't know that it was going on until after it happened. Okay. There we go. Naomi has taken a lot of space over through mid. Is just going to have to come back and join up with her team. Zana's found an opening pick. If I can find Zana, which I can't. Okay. Limited resources still to work with here. Emo Core in mid. Sofia actually heading back through doors to go join. A minute left on the clock and they have bomb. Aim tucked in towards car. This is very difficult to try cast and observe. I'm so sorry. Molotov's going to force aim on out. She won't find a kill before going down, but Zana finds a trade, and Kiara actually gets a line of sight before that smoke blossoms. Now they tuck into sight. Lovely HE is actually not going to have the impact I maybe thought it would. Now, difficult position. It is the perfect headshot angle to work with. And look at that. Zan is just going to push through the smoke. Not a care in the world. And that's going to tie us back up 8-8. You quickly see. I don't know how the other games are doing just yet. Here we go into the fray once again. Sofia, fully blind, is the first to go down. The rest of the team go flooding through mid to try find something on catwalk. Zana already ready and waiting, posted up on this angle. Ducks her head down. Doesn't quite see Neosnoznala initially. Actually, is she just going to run through this smoke? She is indeed, and unfortunately, she's going to run face first into a Tech 9. Not exactly ideal. Kiara's managed to find one. Hasn't been able to stop the bomb going down. An emo call with another. With that picked up AK. Has managed to find two and is putting up a little bit of a fight here. They are really struggling to weasel her on out. Smokes do fades. That means she's going to have less of a buffer. Less of a safety net to work with. They don't quite line up. Vilka's the one to find the pick and hop straight on that bomb. Take the lead there, managing to establish a two-piece. Can they find a third consecutive round would be lovely. Put them onto double digits and start to break away from God damn. With the money being in the state that it's in, yeah, Fenerbahce and Jammy have a fair bit. But when you look at Sofia, they really can't buy equally. It's not worth trying to spread the money awkwardly and uncomfortably like that. Molotov to go out. Begin to head towards long doors. They push through the smoke. Vilga, smoke of her own. Gonna have a quick check. Nobody spotted before she ducks away. And now Zana gonna be the next up. Could be very easily overrun here. She spots many. Has to duck in carefully. Has to post up for the next. Finds the second. And they're not gonna ease up here. But they're feeding one by one. And reinforcements have arrived. Vilga gets one. Unfortunately, Zana going to go down. Jammy, two back-to-back shots. Fenerbahce, Jammy, last left alive. Yeah, now things get even worse for observing. Because, you know, number one is still Vilga. Number two is the coach slot. Number three is AIM. And that means that all of the goddamn players have been pushed back as well. Whereas like last time, because they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's cool. It's fine. We're vibing. We're learning new skills on the fly. Do a quick check-in to see how the other games are going. AKA Heroes are currently 3-3 with Shinigami. Which is exciting. Oh, Jammy. I mean, there's no time. There's no time. Especially being slowed down by the bullets. Oh, no, that's the worst way to go. Because I think they genuinely might... It would have been close, but they might have actually had time there. Oh. That's painful. That is an uncomfortable way to lose the round. Timeout being called. I'm not surprised. Some conversations need to be had. I mean, it was an eco round. It could have been a converted round. It isn't. Not how a cookie crumbled. But there was a vision in mind. They actually did fairly well. They got a little bit more cash flow coming on in. They've got a full buy here. Unfortunately, Nip Impact are at 10. They lose this round. That's 11 established. And potentially having to go 12-8 here. Very linchpin round. This could be what decides whether Nip Impact have a clearer run at that map point. And by proxy, series point. That's the jam sandwich special. I absolutely adore that. Also, I love your name. Anything that has Fedora in is incredible. Really random and obscure question there for you, Lee Fedora Army Cringe 420. Have you ever watched High School Musical? If you haven't, don't worry, there will be no follow-up questions. Okay, that's what I was trying to watch. Aim, pushed off the angle by these flashbangs, but unfortunately, whilst looking away from a flash from their own teammates, Aim is going to find 2. Jamie gonna converge in mid with Emocore. A couple of months ago. What do you think of Ryan from High School Musical? That's the follow-up question. Loki bangers. Oh, you don't even hikey bangers. Okay. Okay, they push through doors. They decide doors not for them, actually. They're going to head up towards Catwalk. They've drawn the attention away a little bit, but unfortunately they are pushing onto a very stacked site. I mean, you've got AIM watching doors, not hearing anything. You've got Kiara watching for anything coming CT, can immediately back away, throws up the Molotov. That's not going to catch them, actually. The HE is going to go on top of her head, narrowly dodging them. The flash, oh, she can't quite capitalize on what would have been a perfect opportunity. And the team gets whittled down. Just going to have to accept that that bomb's getting planted, but they're going to lob nade after nade after nade on top. Jamie waiting. Ooh, spots Kiara's head. Actually might be able to find Neosnoz's Nala as well. Oh, this is all falling apart quite quickly, and it's a lovely position. I don't even really know how that falls apart too much, to be honest with you. There was a flash that they're all caught by. Kiara can't quite find the angle to capitalize on the kills. So they get the pick on site. They rush onto site and get the bomb down. Despite all of the utility being hurled at them. Good one. Ryan is Sharpell's brother. Yeah, Ryan is the go. Ryan is the go. Ryan is the go, and it's the reason that I love Fedoras. Overpeak 113.7. Overpeak were playing versus IDA Next Gen. That was always going to be a banger game. That was always going to be one of the best games of... I was half tempted between this game and IDA Next Gen Overpeak, because I decided to take all bias out of it and let the people decide with a Twitter poll, which maybe not taking the bias out of it given the Twitter algorithm, but you know. Smoke to go over. I have a feeling the level of respect the level of respect the smoke has been shown is quite high. They choose to head in towards tunnels instead. Molotov just to make sure no one's hiding behind the box. Spoiler alert, no one's hiding behind the box. However, there's a firing squad waiting up on Catwalk, and Emocore, I trust Emocore as a player to be able to mow them all down. Nade goes out, it's going to do a little bit of splash damage to all of them, but it's only seasoning on the steak that is about to occur, that is Emocore swinging this. Flash goes over, and there they are, all lined up. Actually managed to find a couple of kills in exchange, but even a broken clock is right twice a day. Even a couple of those blind shots are going to connect, and now it is just Vilga left, and realistically, what is there to find here? Maybe able to jump up towards Catwalk. Bomb's going to get planted, and they have sent Fenibut hunting a little bit for it. But the smoke going out there just to block the path is going to be damning. She's going to recover an AK. Really would like this to be saved. Especially with Neosnoz's Nala holding this angle. I actually can't get to Neosnoz's Nala without right-clicking, so... Don't peek this, Vilga. Back away. Issue is she's got no eyes on mid to ensure that she's safe. Okay, parkours across, and will be awarded an AK for her efforts. 10-10 on the scoreboard. This is a lot closer of a game than I expected it to be. So it turned out quite well. True, I would agree as well, because my goal was always to try cast as much as possible, as many minutes of Athena Cup as possible. So by choosing the game that's going the lengthiest distance, that means that we will likely have less wait between the games. Which is always nice. No, yeah, it is just the best of one. until the grand final. So there's a best of one. This is the quarterfinals, which is a best of one. The semi-finals, also best of one. Finals, best of three. And talking of three, Naomi's managed to get herself a nice two. I thought it was a three-piece. That really doesn't work anymore. Honestly, mood. And the winner of this will play with the winner of Lunar Hindsight. Okay, minute left on the clock, and I think I like the initiative to head over towards A as well. With so much utility being pelted your way, you know that realistically there's a bit of friction being put up into entering the site. Or maybe not, actually. Are they looking still to hit B? B split, unfortunately. B split only works if the split part is going to be successful. And with a lovely angle here from AIM, guns spotted as they peek the corner. There's one. Emo Core is going to find Zana and is going to immediately be able and ready to find AIM, knowing that there's only one place that she could be. Now, Kiara has to find two, knows where the first is, knows where the second is, and the transfer, it's incredible. Finding both the player pushing site. Oh, God, that's amazing. Genuinely, hats off. What a clip. What a stellar moment. Technical pause coming on out. Not 100% sure what the issue is going to be. Hopefully it won't be too long. But the issue that goddamn have is that they will be able to mostly buy into this round. It's not going to be pretty for Sofika or Emo Core. But the rest of the team should be able to buy. It's what comes after this that's going to cause a couple of problems. But that's a later us problem. That's a later us problem. Kiara the goat. Kiara the goat. Fun trivia lore. I don't know. I'm assuming everyone that's watching this, or most people watching this, will kind of have a vague gist about Nip Impact. If you haven't, I'm going to only say this once because it's one of my pet peeves when people harp on this fact. Is that Kiara and Naomi are actually twins. Which is really exciting. They've been playing on teams together for a long time now. And it's a bit like Nico and Hunter, except Nico ended up chasing the bag and leaving Hunter, which honestly, you know what? A lot of people were mad about it. I think fair dues. But Kiara and Naomi are on a team together. They have been twins for as long as they've been alive, funnily enough. Tech pause is over, so there's your fun fact over. Another fun fact, AIM's real name is Mia, which is AIM backwards. She is one of the only UK players within the ESL Impact scene, and I think she might be the only UK player actually within the server of Season 8. Ignore casters, I think it's the accent is alluring. There's BO3. Yeah, I can imagine. 10 minutes older. I didn't know that, actually. That's my fun fact has been one-upped here. And I love that. 10 minutes. I was going to say, I was always curious as to who the slightly older twin was. And now I know. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it would have been cool to see them all BO3s. But it's very difficult to have... it's very difficult to have all BO3s supported with such a small tournament organizer. Like, this is only their second time running it. There's a lot less that can go wrong with BO1s. And if you've got people that you're... I don't know what the situation is. So full transparency, I'm doing this voluntarily. So are, I believe, the other community casters. For love of the game, for love of the women's scene. To get eyes and coverage on this as well. Ooh, actually, very nice site take here. They're at a player disadvantage, but they leave Neo Snojala here. They post up. I quite like this. I'll come back to my point about TOs in a second. Oh. AIM's about to have a bad time. Ooh, first spotted, jump on up, and that's really going to give pause for thought. Missed shot, Vilga will be able to jump on up here potentially. Nate exchange to try stop the other, making and taking any ground. Neo Snojala is firing on all cylinders. By all cylinders, I mean just one, and that is the barrel of her orb. Unfortunately, they both back off to catwalk, and the issue is that Molotov's going to stop them even having a say in this matter. Zana's got the angle to cover the defuse, and it's gone from bad to absolutely incredible for Nip Impact. Okay. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. So with small TOs, there's a lot more that can go wrong with best of threes. And if they have producers or if they've got admins that they're paying, best of threes mean longer hours. A lot of people, but that's the flip side, is you're either having to pay people more or you have volunteers that you don't want to overwork as much. I know that when I was running events at university, when I was running esports events at university, I would, if it was going to be a long day, I would try and either make sure that food was provided if they were volunteers, or that there were shifts so that nobody was being overworked, or that if people were being paid, that I tried to condense it a little bit because money wasn't always, there wasn't always a huge cash flow for university events. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it's not all BO3s, but it makes a little bit of sense if they can upscale in the future. So if these events go well and they can attract sponsors, that means they might be able to up the ante a little bit. If they manage to, up the prize pool, up the number of BO3s as well, that potentially brings it into contention for HLTV status. Highly doubt it, but even the ESL Impact Open qualifiers had HLTV status. So, the women's scene's getting more and more ground and footing. It'd be really cool to see this product grow. And yeah, I think from what I've heard, this is only the start. This looks to be like a really long-term thing. They've got plans to be in the women's scene for the long run, which is what you want to hear from a tournament organizer. So hopefully, there'll be more events in the future and we can ask for maybe more BO3s. Would be exciting. I mean, Trader FE's got a BO5 final, which is spicy. Fun fact, I've never actually casted a Counter-Strike best of 5. It is on my to-do list at some point. Sorry, I haven't changed perspectives in a while. Like the support for you, bit. Publicly available bracket would be quite cool. Ooh. Aim, lovely nade. Okay, Emo Core needs to step up here. I've sung her praises a lot. It would be so cool to see her swing this corner. She's one of the few teammates that actually has full HP. And realistically, the first fight only is to contend with Kiara. Vilga's backing away. Actually, the longer they wait is going to be the harder it is to deal with this. Flash comes on over the Molotov as well. Ooh, burning alive and with low HPs. That could get dangerous quickly. Vilga and Kiara. Vilga spots a couple, has to back away and has to keep Kiara safe as well. So Anna's running on over to try and flood this site, and Aim just holding doors. Unfortunately, we don't get to watch any of those final kills because I am a moron, but 13-10 is where that first game is going to finish. That means NIP Impact, unfortunately, as best of ones, as we've been discussing, means that they qualify to the semi-finals. Unfortunately for goddamn FK, this is where their journey in Athena Cup 2 will end. I'm waiting to hear about how soon our next match will be ready. But yeah, huge congratulations there to NIP Impact. It was a little bit of a slow and worrying start, but they came back into it very, very nicely. I'm just tabbing back in. 102 ADR from Zana. That's absolutely nuts to see. So GG, that is going to be our first series of the day. I don't have gingerbreads to decorate this time. Let me quickly ask. How are we looking on timings? Or alternatively, let me send a message for us. How are we looking on timings for NIP Impact semi-final bracket timings? And whilst we wait, because you don't want to see my face and hear me yap, we will actually go and take a look at the Lunar Hindsight game that is going to determine who we are playing against. If it will let me in, which it might not. Oh, okay. We're going. Yeah, I think that's really important to highlight as well, is that Team Goddamn is a mix. It's a mix, albeit it's a mix of a lot of players that we know and have been in the scene together, and probably have known each other for quite a while as well. But it is a team that has been put together genuinely just for this tournament. Let me see what the spot said. Cool. So we have got ASAP is the time that I've been given for starting all of this. So we should be starting very soon. I believe the game is over. Let me refresh everything and have a little bit of a look. Sorry about this, everyone. I do not know who we will be playing up against. Cool. But we will have timings ASAP. Go TV, Overpeak versus AKA Heroes. Okay, so our semi-finalists are going to be Overpeak versus AKA Heroes, and then Nip Impact versus, I do not know the outcome of Luna versus Hindsight just yet. It is what it is. We'll find out. But yes, hello everybody. Sorry that there's a little bit of downtime right now. I could put some copyright music on if people want it. I'm willing to... I'm just double checking that this game is over. Is in fact over. No, it's not. It lied to me. I was lied to about the status of the Luna versus Hindsight game. They are playing on Ancient. Please tell me there's still a little bit of match to watch. Well, you know what, guys? I will let you see this. I will let you see what I see here. Oh, wait, that's why. That's why we've got the new IP through. Okay, right, okay. Sorry about that. I just was seeing 5 million hours left on the timer and I was a little bit concerned. We have a server though, so there will be no break. And you know what? I get really awkward about running adverts. So you know what? There's going to be no ad break either, unless people are very, very, very desperate to get rid of me. In which case, you could have 30 seconds. I'd rather not though, because I don't like making money off of the women's scene. It feels really uncomfy. So we're just going to sit here and we are going to enjoy the series. Yeah, so Nip Impact versus Hindsight. Hindsight, a team that qualified to ESL Impact Season 8 during the second qualifier. Second qualifier? Yes, second qualifier right at the very end because we watched the game versus Han Bao Bao. And that is a team of people that are very familiar to the women's scene. Anna, who was playing on HSG for a while, is back. Jenkin, Anna, not Imperial Valkyries Anna, different Anna. Anna with a 4 for the second day. Jenkin, Madam, Mikari, and Pullux. Jenkin, who was, of course, on Nip Impact themselves a while ago, was on Let Her Cook until recently. And then Pullux, again, who was on Bigger Keeper, Nip Impact, years and years and years and years ago. Astralis Women's really legacy players. So that's exciting. What I will do is we're going to give Auto Director one more chance to behave. Only one. If it messes us around one more time, it's done. I'm hoping that, you know, we're on a new GoTV server. And it'll be fine, that it won't hate us. But thank you, everybody, for sticking with me during the downtime. Let us put out a tweet. And Markiplier's back in hospital again. Okay. Oh, I hear clicking. Bruh. What is the bruh for? Playing against Jenkins. Yes! It is 2 ex-Nip Impact players in the likes of Jenkin and Pullux. Which, by the way, and don't worry